Why does it feel like NBA stars are constantly getting injured and missing games? Just to find out some of these players aren't even injured at all.
That was fast.
This issue has resulted in the NBA fining players huge amounts of money and has caused so much commotion that the NBA is adding in new rules and policies to try and stop this from happening. The fans hate it, and NBA owners are scared that it could ruin the league.
It's a terrible problem for the league.
It's quite the controversial topic, so let's take a look at all sides of this and see what the NBA is doing to prevent this from getting out of control. Now, this topic that we're talking about is called load management, which is basically when players opt out of games due to a minor injury or sometimes no injury at all. The real reason players do this is to avoid long-term injury and to prepare themselves for the playoffs. Still, this excuse is usually not enough for NBA fans who consistently bash players like LeBron James and Kawhi Leonard for doing it. And due to growing complaints from fans and other players, the NBA and its officials just recently made a rule change to get rid of load management for good. We'll explain that later in the video. One of the earliest examples of load management was in 2012 when the Spurs were fined $250,000 for sending Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, and Danny Green home before a much anticipated matchup against LeBron James and the Miami Heat. David Stern, the NBA commissioner at the time, said, quote, "The Spurs decided to make 4 of their top players unavailable for an early season game that was the team's only regular season visit to Miami. The team also did this without informing the Heat, the media, or the league office in a timely way. Under these circumstances, I have concluded that the Spurs did a disservice to the league and to our fans." This started a movement that would quickly catch on with other NBA teams, and load management was officially born. From then on, it's been a common practice for NBA stars to sit out regular season games, causing disputes between teams and fans.
That's the only time he's touched it, and the chorus of boos begin.
And with that said, there's always 2 sides to every story. From a fan's point of view, it makes sense why they would hate load management. For one, some NBA fans spend months saving up to see their favorite player on the court. When they learn that the player they've spent hundreds of dollars to see opting to sit out, you can't blame them for leaving the arena with a sour taste in their mouth. Another aspect of load management that aggravates fans is the integrity of the regular season. After seeing NBA stars miss double-digit games every regular season without legitimate reason, the season loses its value. It's like it doesn't even matter. And ultimately, this is creating a division between the fans and the players. When talking about load management from the players' point of view, it makes complete sense why they would do it. Look at LeBron James, for example, the man who's played 20 seasons in the NBA and continues to dominate the league at the age of 38. This kind of production from someone as seasoned as James is unheard of, and some credit can definitely be attributed to load management. Even though he's the face of the load management movement and consistently gets memed for sitting out of games, the trade-off seems pretty favorable for LeBron's situation. Even though some star players partake in the act of load managing, others have come out and explained their distaste with this practice. Minnesota Timberwolves star Anthony Edwards is on record saying how much he dislikes the idea of load management. During an interview at All-Star Weekend, Edwards said,
"If there's anything I could change about the league to make it better, probably just all the guys sitting resting. That's the only thing I probably don't like. Play, man. If you 80%, you got to play. I don't like all the sitting, missing games and stuff like these. People might have enough money to come to one game, you know what I'm saying? And that might be the game they come to, and then you sitting out."
With all these complaints coming from every direction, the NBA has recently made a rule change to try and prevent load management from happening. This rule states that a player must play at least 65 games to be eligible for awards such as MVP and All-NBA. This doesn't just mean suiting up and checking in once. The players must play 20 minutes in each of the 65 games to claim these accolades. While there has been positive feedback from fans with this new rule, some NBA players clearly do not agree with the NBA's new requirements for these awards. For example, Kevin Durant responded to a tweet about his stellar season by saying, Don't count, didn't play 65 games. This sarcastic remark from KD shows one negative perspective that might be shared by a ton of other NBA players. And some people suggest that there's an even better way to prevent load management, and that is by reducing the amount of games played in the regular season. An 82 game season seems a bit excessive, and it does put a lot of strain on the players. And this is especially true when some teams play 3 to 4 games a week. Let me know in the comments what you think about this, and make sure you click on the screen to watch another video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.